this computer. I think we're recording. So, here we go. Welcome, everyone, to the First Friday Facebook Live. It is Friday, June 1st. Woo! And we are very excited to be here today with Alica, Katz, Pollock, and Jennifer Dymond, who are wonderful leaders in the accounting profession and also of the Portland Woodard Group. And we've got a couple community members on the back end right now from the Portland Woodard Group that might join us with questions in a little bit. And we're going to have a really fun and exciting discussion about the importance of continuing education in business and how we can improve ourselves and learn more and do all kinds of cool things together.
Woo!
Yay!
Awesome. Continuing education is so important.
What kind of continuing education do you do, Penny?
Oh, well, most people out there know that I own a pie shop called Penny's Pies. And so I do a lot of cooking courses, of course. I mean, even though I've been doing this most of my life, actually I've been a pie shop owner all of my life. But I still take cooking courses whenever I can. And I find the community is particularly good. I also teach courses. And it's amazing how much you can learn from teaching other people. You know, students will ask questions and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll have to do the research to figure out the answers to those questions. So yeah, all education is good, whether you're teaching or learning.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Dymond and Alica, do you want to tell us a little bit about kind of your background? Because you teach continuing education for accounting professionals. And I would love to hear about some of what you do and the importance of the continuing education that you offer to our colleagues.
Yeah, absolutely. Alica, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. So I have a master's in teaching, and originally I thought I was going to be a 7th grade English teacher. And I very quickly realized that I didn't want to be in the public schools, and I wanted to work with people who actually wanted to be there, not because they had to be there. And so I started teaching adults, and I've been a computer geek my whole entire life. And so computer training was kind of the direction that I went. You know, with a master's in teaching, I have a great way of explaining things. And originally I was an Apple consultant, still am, but my QuickBooks practice has absolutely taken on a life of its own. And I absolutely love that I can contribute to the business world on 2 levels, both the business owners themselves and then the people who take care of the business owners.
Awesome.
Excellent. Woo!
Yeah, and my teaching background, I don't have a master's in teaching. I'm just sort of addicted to knowledge and education in general. And when I first moved to Portland about 8 years ago, I was hungry for a good education group that I could partner up with to gain some more education on accounting technology and different solutions. So I founded the Portland Woodard Group and found some more friends through that group that also really liked education and learning about new solutions. And then about the same time, as a hobby, I started taking classes doing improv and getting up on stage. And now I teach improv to the community and to other professionals that want to learn how to infuse different listening exercises and other skills like that in their business setting.
Oh, cool. That's a cool idea.
That is super cool. Well, and that's, I think, one of the pieces that's the most important is recognizing that continuing professional education, regardless of what business you're in, can take many forms, and that teaching an improv class, for example, or taking an improv class can help us in just about any business, because we need to talk to people and we need to be able to be on our toes and improvise and understand how to converse better. So improv can really lend to having more effective customer service skills and all sorts of things. And that's one of the classes that you're teaching at Scaling New Heights, right, Dymond?
Yes, I'm so excited. I'll get to improvise teaching an improv workshop because I won't know how many people will be in the workshop until the morning of. It could be anywhere between 8 and 80. I have no idea.
You get to improv the improv.
Improv the improv, but it will be a totally hands-on class. Everybody will be up out of their chairs the entire hour. We'll be doing group exercises and learning from each other and seeing what happens, but it'll all be fun. We'll all laugh and grow and learn from each other.
Ooh, I want to play. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
You might even be there, Penny, but your voice is probably going to miss it.
Yeah. That's okay. We'll improvise.
Perfect.
What class are you teaching at Scaling, Alicia?
I actually am teaching 4 different sessions.
Ooh.
4. Yep.
Awesome.
Three of them are on Monday and 1 is on Tuesday morning. And all of mine are specifically QuickBooks Online techniques. I'm a hard skills person. Jennifer's the soft skills person. And like, I'm all about efficiency tips and tricks and how we can speed up the work that we're doing so that we don't have to do as much data entry, for example. And we can spend the time doing advisory or spending time with her family or, things like that.
Awesome.
And so all of mine are different ways that you can use QuickBooks Online to make your life easier.
It's like Alicia's top hacks for saving time.
Yeah.
That also sounds like it'd be very informative. I mean, of course, I use QuickBooks Online, and I can always find new skills and tricks to use in it. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All kinds of
and actually, one of my favorite things about QuickBooks Online and why it is so important that we do continuing education all the time is that, like, every time I teach a QuickBooks class, one of the features has changed a little bit. And so I'm always like, oh, that's new. That's really cool. And so, like, during the class, I occasionally find new things that are improvements over what I was going to teach.
Like little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's one of the most important things is recognizing that things are constantly growing and changing, and that taking one QuickBooks class 10 years ago, that class hasn't done you any good lately. What have you done for me lately? So it's really important that we make sure that we're keeping up on our certifications and on our education and always learning, growing, trying new things. And that's particularly important in the accounting realm. So for the members of our community watching us on Facebook or watching the replay right now that don't know what Scaling New Heights is, Scaling New Heights is one of the most awesome conferences in the accounting world.
You can say it's the most awesome.
It's pretty much the most awesome conference in the accounting world. QuickBooks Connect is another one of my favorites. I have a hard time choosing between them. I love them both. Scaling New Heights is amazing, though. I mean, it's really kind of changed my life, my career, and it's a really wonderful, wonderful resource for accounting professionals. It's put on by Woodard Events. Joe Woodard is one of the amazing thought leaders in our profession. I really look up to him. He's great. And that conference is taking place in mid-June. It's just a couple weeks from now. And Alicia, Dymond, and I are all 3 teaching at this wonderful conference. Like Alicia said, she's focusing her classes more on the hard skills, whereas Dymond and I really enjoy the soft skills realm. And the theme for Scaling New Heights this year is so cool.
Yeah.
The theme for the conference this year is Tame the Machines, which is a not so subtle play on the idea of Rise of the Machines, which was the Terminator movie that came out a handful of years ago. And
Sarah Connor is one of my idols.
The theme behind that, the idea behind that, what Joe Woodard thought of was the idea that the accounting profession is being dramatically changed right now by technology, particularly artificial intelligence and automation, big data, those sorts of things. And a lot of accounting professionals are afraid that they're going to lose their jobs to the machines. And the question is, rather than letting the machines make us obsolete, how do we use the machines as allies to make more effective accounting practices and have it all be better together by using the tools and resources that are available to us? And so that we've got some amazing classes happening at Scaling New Heights about machine learning and how to leverage technology. And Alicia's teaching a bunch of really amazing classes on automation with QuickBooks and great stuff like that. And then Dymond and I are teaching some more of the soft skills classes, recognizing that, yeah, machines may be evolving brains, and that's okay. We're going to use artificial intelligence also. What machines do not have are heart, gut intuition, and imagination. And that is what our clients need from their accounting professionals at this point. So for the business owners in the audience, one of the main things to think about is your accounting professional keeping up with some of this stuff? And if they're not, maybe you can encourage them to check out some of the more recent developments in the profession and some of the conferences that will help them serve you more effectively. Is that something?
Sounds like they'd be a good referral for Scaling New Heights.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alicia and Dymond, what are you seeing in your local Woodard group as far as some of those things are going?
Well, one of the things
go ahead.
One of the things that I really like about our particular Woodard group is that our monthly meetings are usually looks at different third-party apps and all the different integrations that are out there for specific either vertical markets or different niches, so that we can make good recommendations to our clients.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I took a little element of Scaling New Heights when I was crafting the structure for our Woodard group meetings. So at Scaling New Heights, the three things that really stand out to me are community, education, and innovative technology. So in our Woodard group meetings, those are the three pillars that we promote. So we promote collaboration and community and conversations throughout the month. We refer clients to each other that fit our niches better, and we stay very up to date on the accounting technology and solutions that are available in the marketplace. One of the biggest concerns, I think, for bookkeepers right now, and for business owners is, like you said, this shift to greater technology. This is the fourth industrial revolution. Web 3.0 is the fourth industrial revolution, and people are scared, rightly so, because of all of the massive amount of changes. And what Joe is trying to do with the theme of Scaling New Heights this year is to say, look, don't be afraid, educate yourselves on what technology can do and how it can improve your practice and your small business clients' lives, which I love. So another class that I'm teaching, co-teaching with Deborah Diefer from BDO, is a two-part class on how to approach a process consulting engagement, to use a framework to approach an implementation of a new software or a new solution, but how to also infuse improv in the discovery process so that you get as much information from the client and what they need as possible to give them the solutions that fit them best.
Nice. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm talking about in my course is recognizing, so the course that I'm teaching is called Rise of the Humans. So we've got Tame the Machines, and then we have Rise of the Humans, and recognizing that we can't help our clients with data alone, and there's a lot of data that's missing from their books. Particularly, I mean, it may be really clear in the books, sales are down and costs are up. And we might have a really clear idea of what we need to do to turn that around and get this business back on track. What's missing from the books is the fact that maybe the business owner's spouse has been in chemo. They've been traveling a lot since their kids' team made it to finals. And they're kind of shifting their focus toward their real estate investments as they prepare for retirement. That really changes the goals of that business and the advice that we, as their accounting professional, might give to them based upon that information. So it's really important for us to be collecting data from our clients that isn't so quantifiable and is not in their books. And in order to do that, we need to have deeper relationships with fewer clients. We need to know our clients as people, not just numbers. Exactly. And that's an important piece that is emerging in the accounting profession today, because the traditional model for an accounting firm is to get as many clients as you can and do more things faster with less energy.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. I'm looking forward to your class, Ingrid. That's going to be amazing.
Woohoo! Alicia, I want you to tell us a little bit about your friend there.
So this is Polly, who has been in the family for like decades, and she was really excited when she met Penny because she doesn't have a whole lot of friends in her realm. So she hangs out with us humans all the time, but she is really happy to meet somebody who shares her same interests.
Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure to meet her also, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her scaling new heights.
Yeah.
I don't overact hanging around with humans all the time by making myself a whole entourage of puppets. We're still building it, but
she's looking forward to it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So how else can we help people encourage them to get more continuing education? Like what else can we, so there's a lot of business owners in our Ask a Bookkeeper group doing a lot of different things. Now I've got to admit there's a lot of accounting professionals and particularly bookkeepers in the Ask a Bookkeeper group. And I feel like we're giving some great ideas and resources like go to Scaling New Heights. That's not an option for everyone, particularly when they're starting out. So what are some ideas for continuing education that people can pursue maybe from home?
Yeah, well, I know that Alicia keeps a Facebook group for QuickBooks training events.
Yeah, so if you go to Facebook and you look for QuickBooks training events, there's a group there and that's designed to be kind of a clearinghouse for anybody who does have a QuickBooks training event to list it up there so that you can get people into it.
Yay!
There's also a whole lot of people who are doing, like I do live classes and webinars, and there's other people who do as well. And so finding somebody who is a mentor, somebody who can help you, if you have a tricky situation with a client and you're not sure exactly how to handle a transaction, and so finding a group of people or a single mentor, somebody who can actually help you deepen your knowledge.
Yeah,
very nice. And Dymond posted that link in the chat, facebook.com/group/QuickBooks training events. Yeah. So that's where people can find that group. And anyone who's watching this that is not on the Ask a Bookkeeper Facebook group, that's group/Ask a Bookkeeper, go figure. And there's all kinds of fun community and ideas and continuing education stuff there as well.
Yeah, Alicia's page, the QuickBooks training events, she also lists free training opportunities from cpaacademy.com and cpa.com. So it's a great resource.
.org.
CPA.org.
Yeah. And then also qbtrainingevents.com is another good one. I teach for Intuit different certification classes or QBOA features. And so there's a lot of free training directly from Intuit that I really encourage everybody to take advantage of.
Oh, yeah.
QuickBooks has, or Intuit has an academy online. So if you have a Pro Advisor membership, then you get Intuit Academy resources, which are great. Mm-hmm. There are certification training courses on your Pro Advisor program. And then through the Woodard family of resources, there's the Woodard Network, which is an online membership. There's a monthly webinar that's 90 minutes. It's really comprehensive and very good, always topical, always timely. And then there's Woodard Institute as well for folks that really want to scale their practice to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Those are all resources that I enjoy a lot.
Mm-hmm. Are you part of the Woodard Institute yet, Ingrid?
I actually took some Woodard Institute classes several years ago before they started the new model of the Institute, right, which is really cool. Part of me is like, I want to do it again. And I kind of got to, because they asked me to, I guess, kind of sort of proctor beta test a little bit and offer feedback and that sort of thing. So I got to be one of the people who was seeing what they were rolling out before they rolled it out to the Institute students and give ideas and feedback on how to make it better. And who knows, maybe at some point I'll get to teach in the Woodard Institute, which would be really, really fun.
Nice.
Can you talk a little bit about what those changes are? Like the new Institute?
So they have made the Institute a lot more group and community focused. They've added a really fantastic chat element using Yammer, which is the same walled garden forum, I guess, that they use for the other Woodard things. But there's discussions all around the education, and there's a lot more curriculum that's easy to access with downloads and webinars that you can watch in your own time. Whereas previously the Woodard Institute was, this webinar is happening at this time, come, and then there's homework to do. You've got to, do the reading and that kind of thing. It's a lot more interactive now than it was, which is really, really fun and cool, so that people feel like they're learning together in a community. It's a lot more like actually going to school, which is really, really fun.
Very cool. And what's what's the demographic? Who joins the Woodard Institute? Is it all business owners? Is it mostly accountants? How does that work?
Woodard is an organization that's for supporting accounting professionals, so business advisors and accounting professionals. So that's what that focus is on. But there are other groups that are, oh, hey, look at that. Thanks, Dymond. Yay, Woodard Institute. There are other organizations, though, that are great for business owners in general. One organization that I learned a lot from when I first started my business was BNI, Business Network International. I basically, most entrepreneurs at this point don't have a business or, especially not an accounting degree. So they're missing a lot of that information and trying to figure out where to start. And I learned all of that from BNI. That's how I kind of got the launch in my business. And we've had the founder of BNI, Ivan Meisner, on an episode of Ask a Bookkeeper. You can find that on YouTube. It's really, really cool.
I was really happy to see that you got him.
What was that?
I was really happy to see that you got to talk to Ivan.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Great guy. Another great resource, particularly for the bookkeepers in our group, is the ICB, which is the Institute for Certified Bookkeepers. And they recently had a lot more stuff coming up in the United States, and some more resources that we've been working on with them. And I really encourage people to check it out, particularly because they've got their new exam off the ground now, which is really exciting. Woo! And there's a new way for bookkeepers to get certified in bookkeeping. And that is super, super exciting, because it's nice to have a credential behind our names. So I'm a certified bookkeeper through the Institute for Certified Bookkeepers. And it's wonderful, because most of the other bookkeeping organizations, their certifications are 20 years behind the times. ICB is cutting edge, which is great. And we've had Teresa join us from Portland as well. Teresa, can you tell us a little bit about the continuing education and such like that you're doing?
Well, I'm a relatively new bookkeeper. I just quit my full-time job and started doing bookkeeping maybe 2 months ago or so.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So the first thing I did was I found Jen and Alicia and joined up with Portland Woodards, just so I'd be surrounded by some people that are learning and who can teach me and hopefully help guide me along this new process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's the best way to do it. Start with a good guide.
Well, and that's one of the most important reasons why we started the Ask a Bookkeeper group, is wanting to create a forum, a place, a community where there are no stupid questions. Everyone had to learn this stuff the first time once. And if we feel ashamed to ask, then it really kind of defeats the purpose. We need there to be safe places where people aren't going to be put down for not knowing something, even if that something may seem obvious to the people who've been doing it for 20 years. Well, are you wanting to do it forever and ever? Because there needs to be some more people coming into this at some point, and we need to welcome them with open arms. Otherwise, we're going to be in a sorry position 20 years from now. So I'm so glad, Teresa, that you're joining us.
And it's especially true, Ingrid, to find a good guide. Like, we know that the guides here, you and Dymond and Alicia, are all very good and keep up on continuing education, but not everybody's going to have immediate access to that. So I would say also for people out there watching this, look at the people that you have on your team, including your accountants and whatnot. Make sure that they're also going to continuing education. It's not just you as a business owner that needs that. Make sure that your team is as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Great advice, Penny.
Yeah, everything changes so quickly. I mean, the tax laws change every year, and the technology changes every year. And even outside of the accounting profession, do you want to hire a construction contractor that's not up with the latest code regulations? Or, there could be new materials coming out that they could be using. And if they're doing things how they were done 20 years ago and they think that they know everything, might not be the most effective way of going about it. So making sure that you hire professionals who have their licenses up to date, because most of those licenses require continuing education. As an ICB certified bookkeeper and also as an advanced certified QuickBooks Pro advisor, both of those organizations require continuing education in order to keep those certifications up. Right. And so finding people who are backed by an industry that require continuing education is a good way of making sure that the professionals that you hire know their stuff and are up to date on their knowledge of things. And particularly if you can somehow ask them or ask if their that governing body requires a diversity of continuing education, because I know a lot of tax professionals that may go and get the updates on the tax stuff each year, but that doesn't mean that they're keeping up with the software and the technology. So having that diversity and, solid foundation is a really important thing.
Right. One of the things that's tricky is not knowing what you don't know, that you don't know something, that even things that you have known and that you know it change. Like I'm in those workshops that I'm doing at Scaling New Heights, one of them is about QB payments. And when I went to take a look, I taught it last year, and I went to pull up the PowerPoint, and so much has changed that I actually had to re-research and correct almost all my slides because things change so often. Or like they're rolling out the new bank feed in QBO. And so when I was prepping it, I actually have to prep 2 different interfaces because the day that I do it, I don't know which one is going to show up in the sample file. So it's really make it, even if you think you're solid on something, knowing that it's evolving fast right out from under you.
Absolutely. And that's one of the benefits to having a Woodard group and another, network of colleagues that are supporting each other. In our Woodard network, we don't believe in competition. We're all supporting each other, creating a rising tide that raises all ships. And that is what it's all about.
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And with networking and with an industry like ours, there's always sometimes our gut reaction is that we're afraid that there aren't enough clients to go around. And I'm finding that the opposite is true, that the more bookkeepers I get to know and the more accountants I get to know, the more clients I can feed them, and it's not taking anything away from my own practice.
Right. Absolutely.
On the contrary, it's building really strong relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and my best referrals come from other accounting professionals and bookkeepers. So, hey. And we've had another surprise guest join us, Mariette Martinez. Hey, Mariette.
Hi, Mariette. Oh, I was trying to sneak in. I was watching you guys on Facebook Live. Awesome that you're streaming, and I love your topic. And so I just had to jump in and just tell you all, well, I could say ladies, because we're all ladies today. This is an amazing topic. And you know how, it's like, a passion in my heart to educate and create awareness and to share as much as we can as a bookkeeper does. So I just want to thank you personally, in person, in persona. Yay!
Yeah, thank you.
And I love seeing Penny too, of course. Hi, Penny! Are you going to give me a bunch of kisses? Because I love your kisses.
So much fun. And Mariette is also an instructor at Scaling New Heights. Mariette, are you teaching, you've got like the entire Spanish track. What classes are you teaching?
So, first I do want to just mention the fact that you're talking about Woodard. They are also just incredibly important partners for the Latino small business owners. They took a leap to really break the barrier and say, we want to empower all business owners. And so for the very first time, and obviously Ingrid knows because and Jennifer and everyone else is going to know now, the whole world, that the Woodard Group said, you know what, we're going to bring accounting technology and these very strong accounting tax and technology topics in the culture and in the language of Latino small business owners, which we're bilingual. We're English and Spanish. And so last year, for the first time ever, we had a Spanish track. It was a huge success. So then the Woodard Group brought it again this year. So again, this is the second year. We have 9 classes in Spanish. But even more exciting, they're going to give us a main stage opportunity to share with all accounting and tax and financial professionals why it's incredibly important to target Latino small business owners, which are the fastest, most strongest market that should be targeted right now. Because right now, 1 out of 5 small business owners or entrepreneurs that are starting businesses are Latino business owners.
Wow.
A piece of that pie. So 20%. So you need to get a piece of this. And so that's why we're going to have the opportunity to be on main stage to share it with all of you. So
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mariette.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your hard work and your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Well,
so
because of all of you. I mean, all of you on here on this call are my partners, and you've shared the importance of wanting to learn this, and obviously someone heard. So it's good stuff.
Yeah. Mariette is one of the main supporters of the Ask a Bookkeeper show, and it was with her passion and enthusiasm that we have our episodes, our main episodes with the guest stars, the ones that go through editing and those sorts of things, Spanish subtitles. And it's so exciting to recognize, 10% of the US population is Spanish speaking, and 20% of our incoming business owners are Spanish speaking. Yeah. So we don't want to ignore that demographic in our population. It's so important to welcome each other and create a community where we're creating a rising tide that raises all ships. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bienvenido.
Yeah. I'll see you guys there. Hopefully you can attend. It's Monday between 9 and 11 on main stage. And then the good thing about, again, the way Woodard works and how organized they are, if you look at the schedule, it's very clear what the Spanish track is. They actually labeled it as Spanish classes. And so, we're able to have our 9 sessions, and even more exciting, the Woodard Group gave us 8 mind-blowing discount to actually try to bring in more Spanish speakers into the event. So
that's awesome.
It's been a win-win for us, and we're so grateful for that. It's awesome.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. It is 10:30, so I want to make sure that we respect everyone's time and wrap up on time. So I guess if anybody has any questions or wants to find any of our guests, first of all, you can learn more about Scaling New Heights and that amazing conference at scalingnewheights.com. And Dymond, do you want to tell our viewers where they can find you if they want to find you?
Yes, they can find me at outspokenimprov.com or at spireconsultingservices.com.
Very nice. And Alicia, how about you?
You can either go to learnqbo.com or royalwise.com.
Wonderful. And Mariette, where can we find you?
Yeah, mariettemartinez.com. And if you click on events, I have an entire landing page for Scaling New Heights and all the amazing things that are going to happen there for all of you. So hopefully I'll see you all there.
Yay! Yeah. And Charissa, where can we find you?
You can't yet.
That's okay. We've all got to start somewhere.
Yeah, at our Woodard Group meeting monthly.
Yeah, right. Woodard Group meetings.
Charissa, do you have a name for your business yet?
I do. It's just Above.
Ooh.
Just Above. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so I can tag on to it above bookkeeping, above business services, above whatever. And my thought is, what I like to do is to help keep your head above water and your business above the clouds.
Very nice.
Oh, awesome.
Can I make a suggestion for Carissa?
What?
Carissa, you should have at the very minimum social. So go ahead and get your app just above on social. That way we can follow you there. And take your right up. Yeah.
Yep.
And you and everyone else in our community can join us on the Ask a Bookkeeper Facebook page to keep these conversations rolling. Say, hey, where else can I find amazing continuing education? Because the main idea is there's a massive community of people out there who want to help everyone else succeed. And if you're feeling lost and alone in business, then reach out, because there are people who want to help. and that it doesn't have to be expensive or any of that kind of thing. So please join us, and you can learn more about the Ask a Bookkeeper show at askabookkeeper.com and find me and Vanessa at polymath.com. Yay.
Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you, Penny.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Marissa, Maria, Vanessa, Ingrid. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.